Guys, welcome back. In the last two videos, you would have learned how to create sprites and you would have learned how to create objects. What I really want to do now is create a background and then add it to the room and add the objects to the room. So there's quite a bit going on here. So what I'm going to do firstly is I am going to go and get a background of my own. Now I've given you a selection of backgrounds on OneNote, yeah? So you can literally, on the right hand side here, you can choose whichever one you want, yeah? I'm going to choose this one. Just had a quick look down there. I like this one. There's loads and loads and loads. You can choose whichever one you want. I'm going to go with that one. So I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to click Save As. And I'm going to save it in my Pictures folder because it just sounds like an obvious place to save your stuff. Like you've got desktop, you've got downloads, you've got documents, and you've got pictures. So I'm going to save this in here. It doesn't matter what you name it because that makes no difference. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to my game. I'm going to right click. I'm going to create a sprite. Okay, create a sprite. There it is. And what I want to do is I want to import the sprite now. And that's the background, the mountain background that I chose before. So I'll click on that and then I'll click on open. And then it's going to ask me if I want to import the files and blah, blah, blah. I'm going to click yes. I'm happy to import it. And there it is. I've got 1, 2, and 3 sprites now. So what I'm actually going to do, I don't need to turn this into an object actually because it's a background. But what I want to do is I want to go to my rooms now because I want to start creating my first level. So I'm going to double click on the room. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. And this is the space where you can start creating your room, yeah? So I'm going to add the background in first. So I'm going to click on background. And then I'm going to choose sprite. And then from the drop-down list, I'm going to choose the sprite that I want. And you'll notice that I haven't actually covered the entire area here, which is a little bit irritating. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these options at the bottom to firstly make it a tiled version. So there's multiple going side to side. And then I'm just going to stretch it like that so it fits the entire screen. And if you want to make the picture move, which in this case is probably not the best idea because they don't match up on side to side, you can change that to 1, yeah? And that means that the whole screen is going to be moving from left to right, which is quite cool actually. Now I need to add in my objects into my room, these 2 objects. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding the blocks in. If I click, hold and drag, I can add a block in. I'm just going to click on create so I can create my instances. And then I can just start adding them into the room now, one by one. And that is going to take a long time. So there's a trick. Now, if you look at your keyboard, there is 2 Alt keys, one on the left of the space key and one on the right of the space key. We're going to use the one on the right-hand side of the space key. Now, I've selected the wall. If I hold Alt now, you'll see my block appear. If I let go, it will disappear. So if I hold it, and while it's appearing, if I click on the keyboard, and then I can start drawing multiple at the same time, which saves me a lot of time, actually, and I prefer doing it like that. You just need to get a grips with your left hand, actually, because it's quite tricky. I'll let go. I'll double click on the back of the screen. If I want to delete one, then I can just right click on it. Or no, if I just select it actually and press delete. Oh no, they've all gone. Hold Control, press Z, and they will all come back in an instance. So yeah, then I'll select my instances, which is the ones I've been working on. I'll choose this one, I'll press delete. And I'll choose that one and I'll press delete. And then the only thing I need to add in now is my main character. So I can add my main character in the room above here. Always leave it above the floor because it needs to land on the floor at some point. But in order to see the progress that you've made, I mean, you can click on that and it kind of looks very similar to what you've made, right? But there's a little run key. If you click on the run play button, then what's going to happen is it's going to start loading it into its own window, and that's where you'll be able to actually play the game when you program it. And there it is. There's your window, and you can see your your background moving from left to right. And as I said, for this one, it was not really a great idea because they don't match up. So it doesn't look like one whole background moving. So that is your environment that you've just created. And what we're going to do in the next episode is we're going to program our character to drop and land on the floor, move left and right, and bounce up and down around the room. So that's what's coming next. But for now, you need to create your first level. So go ahead and do what's in this video.